best teams in game, just kind of a playthrough, going through Blitz. I am starting up. Feel free to check back on part one. This is going to be part two, and I am starting, just going to jump right in here and just try to get through as many teams as we can. We are jumping in with the Brotherhood 2.0. They are going to be another good team. A very strong war offense team, and their mechanics. It's going to be a combination of debuffs and really that first round of blinds with Magneto can really just take out quite a few teams. With Pyro's heal block, they are going to do great against a team that does rely kind of heavily on healing. So they are a phenomenal shield Nick Fury counter. They're going to do really pretty well against the Guardians. Um, and I mean, just really a lot of teams that they can take out. They are going to wipe the floor with some defender teams. Um, you know, the strong counter, I would say, against the Brotherhood is the Marauders are going to do pretty well against them, and the X-Men, kind of almost in any incarnation, are going to handle them as well. But you'll see, just they really just kind of plow through things pretty quickly. Um, like I said, that blind Magneto on the first turn is just, can be really devastating for a lot of teams. They're going to do really well against a team that does not have a way to clear out debuffs, so they could probably actually handle the symbiotes pretty well. Um, any kind of strong team that doesn't have a cleanse, they are going to pretty much wipe the floor with. So great offense team, definitely one of the ones I would recommend building. Magneto is a legendary character that requires, 5-star mutant characters, specifically X-Men or Brotherhood is the trait they have. They can't just be mutants. But it's a great team. With the exception of Magneto, everyone else is fairly easily farmed. Pyro is in the War Store, so not maybe a priority, but I mean he definitely makes the team up. So it's a great offense team. Like I said, they're really going to do well against teams that do not have any debuffs. And they are also great for teams that rely very heavily on heals. My next team is the Marauders. They are currently one of the war defense teams, one of the meta war defense teams. Again, the AI handles them pretty well. They are going to do pretty well against the Black Order. Um, and I mean, kind of several other teams too. Let's go in, let's try this Guardians Thanos combo and see how we do on that. The concept with them, Sinister, especially as he is higher up in stars and red stars, his clones can be just monstrous. You add a additional character to your team. With the AI, it can be a little hit or miss depending on what character gets cloned. I think with this one, I am probably going to clone Star-Lord just to give that little bit of extra energy. But Emma is just, a really good character kind of by herself. Um, as is Mr. Sinister. Strife, as he kind of gets built up, he does get, a little bit on the beefier side. My Strife isn't very high in stars, so he's not like the craziest character. I don't really want to clone Groot, but what the hell? We'll clone Groot just for the hell of it. Add some death proofs. Um, you know, um, Mystique being able to take any positive buffs and apply them, to herself is just really kind of cool. And she flips the positive buffs into negatives. Um, and then whatever buffs she has, when Sinister does his move that also heals himself, it's going to apply those buffs to the rest of the team. So it's really just kind of it's a really cool combo. Emma definitely brings this team together and really kind of turns them into a powerhouse. They are one of the better offense or defensive teams on War. People are still kind of, I think, working counters for them. I know Black Order does fairly well against them. That's kind of you know, Marauders counters Black Order, and then Black Order also counters them. It's kind of like one of those weird situations. I know some people, as they are building up Baron Zemo and using him more so to take out the Merc team, they are finding that X-Force actually does fairly well against this team, um, which I haven't really tested out too much, as I don't have X-Force really built up on Khaleesi. I have thought about trying it on my first alt Dracarys, as he does have the X-Force team pretty built up. But as you see here, I mean, they are handling, a pretty good team. The Thanos Guardians team is a, pretty good offensive team, and they were able to do just fine. I did lose Strife, but again, he's really not the best character on this team. So they're definitely a phenomenal war defense. If you were lucky enough to unlock Emma this time around, she's definitely a character worth investing in, as is Mr. Sinister. Now we are going to go just switch over to the other Blitz, just because my next two characters, the teams aren't fully built up to 4 stars, so I can't do them in the Red Blitz campaign. The next team we have is going to be the Black Order. And I mean, the Black Order is just this crazy, meta offense team. They are phenomenal in Arena. They do wonderful on War offense. Parts of the team are great in Ultima 7. It's really one of those teams that they can really punch up power, and they do a phenomenal job. I've used them against the Asgardian teams, and I have done an easy 100k punch up, where basically my Black Order team was 100k weaker than the Asgardian team that they were fighting, and they are able to beat it. So it's really just a powerhouse of a team. Thanos, with his empowered ability, is able to flip positive debuffs or positive buffs into debuffs for the enemy, while at the same time flipping all the negative debuffs on your side to positive ones. Ebony Maw is just, a great character with the debuffs and the positive buffs for his side. Cull Obsidian, once he gets built up, is probably, I think, one of the beefiest tanks in the game. Um, with also his passive, when he gets attacked, he does that kind of revenge strike, and it is just, this crazy offensive team. There's kind of very few teams I think that can kind of outright counter them. Um, like I said, the Marauders are able to counter them in control of the player. Um, you can use an X-Men team, I think, with Phoenix. So you can probably take them out. But again, it's one of those powerhouse offensive teams. Definitely something worth working on. And so just a great team overall. I will say, however, this team does not fully come together until you have all 5 characters, and it really depends on Thanos becoming empowered. Without an empowered Thanos, this team is not as strong. So if you only have 4 out of the 5 Black Order members, it's not going to be as meta as if you have all of them. Next team on my list is going to be X-Men with Beast, and I am currently in the process of working on Beast. I've kind of shifted the other X-Men to other teams, so this team isn't as strong as it could be quite yet. With my Beast still being kind of very low level. X-Men is definitely still, despite Phoenix being, I think Phoenix has been out for like about a year and a half. She is still arguably one of the strongest, single characters in the game. When she goes into Dark Phoenix mode, she just becomes insane. My Phoenix is very built up. She is 7 gold stars, 6 red, and she is gear tier 14. And she's just shy of 110k. Phoenix in herself could take out a lot of teams. I've just seen some really great survivability with the addition of Beast. He adds a healing element. He allows Storm to build up charges even faster. And once Storm gets fully charged, her AoE, it really can just like wipe out a team, as does Cyclops's. So Beast just makes the team just a little bit more survivable. If you can think of a team that you can't beat in war defense, I guarantee you X-Men can probably take care of it. They are able to take out just so many different teams. You know, perfect counter for Brotherhood. They can take out Asgardians if they are just about the same power level, maybe a little bit higher. Um, they are going to just be able to crush so many different teams. They are definitely still one of the meta offensive teams. And I am, just it's a phenomenal team. And if you have a beefy Phoenix, I mean, Phoenix can just kind of destroy a lot of teams. Great character, great team. And we are going to stop part 2 right here and look for part 3 in just a little bit.